What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's podcast. Josh is joining me.
Hello, hello.
And we are going to do the start sits. We're going to answer the start sits for whichever ones have already been submitted, which I think there's at least 40. So that's a good way of getting us rolling. And then maybe on like Friday or Saturday, I might do another one solo if there's a bunch more questions come rolling in. So
yeah, I mean, week 6 got a lot of good matchups, so it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I think that Dolphins-Jaguars game is in London. I know it's at 6:30 in the morning, so it has to be, right? So that's interesting. But yeah, you ready to get into it?
Yeah, well, we can start with Thursday night. Tomorrow we have the Patriots. No,
you're saying that because of Brady. He had
Yeah.
the Bucks and the Eagles, right?
Bucks, Eagles. Sorry.
Yeah, Bucks, Eagles, and I actually got a question.
I'm sorry. Well, your must starts in that game are clearly every Buccaneer,
right?
even the center. If you have them.
I still don't feel totally comfortable starting Mike Evans every week, even though he's been paying off lately. If you've been starting him,
I mean, where you drafted him at, you almost have to start him every week. I mean, the last couple.
That's why I wasn't in favor of drafting him. But I will say he's been consistent from a fantasy standpoint for 4 weeks in a row. Like
of course.
In week 1 he did what I'm worried about, which is nothing. 3 catches, 24 yards. He was still targeted 6 times in that game.
Last week he had 6 for 113 and 2 touchdowns. The week before that, 7 for 75 with 12 targets. Yeah. I mean, he's a must start.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, he just it's very unlikely that consistency continues.
Well, because there's
you're
just
right.
so many.
At this point, he's a must start. It'd be foolish to not, especially with, again, like you said, where you drafted him. That makes him a must start, combined with the fact that he's had 4 good games out of 5, at least, again, from fantasy standpoint.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a must start. I think Godwin is always a must start as well, even though Godwin's been, I guess, a little less consistent when you look at his numbers.
There are some buys this week. So
it's the first week with that.
So if you have Fournette, you have to start him. He's getting a lot more production here in the last couple weeks. I'm starting him in one league, and I'm riding him high.
Yeah, he's been getting like 20 touches a game, basically. He's been. I mean, look, last week it was he caught 4 passes and ran the ball 12 times, so 16 touches. The week before, 23 touches against the Patriots.
Yeah. They're starting to feature him a lot more because they obviously know that Ronald Jones is trash. Not trash, but he's just not good.
Ronald Jones has some serious fans, though. Like there's people that really believe in him.
He's from Jones. Down the street here in McKinney.
Is he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Just drove through there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Leonard Fournette has clearly become the guy there, though, like you said. Like he is. He is.
It's playoff Lenny, bro.
Yeah, I mean, and to think, like, the crazy thing about that situation to me is Leonard Fournette is a guy that, like, they weren't going to re-sign, and then they re-signed him late in the process for not a lot of money. So it's like it's like they're cool with not having him, and then if they have him, they're gonna feature him. I mean, his touches by week he caught 5 passes in week 1,
and he's also averaging 15 attempts the last 2 weeks. So he had 20 week 4 and then 12 last week. 12 for 67 and a touchdown last week. So.
Yeah. He's and he played 82% of the snaps in week 4 and 62% in week 5. So he's been clearly the number. I mean, those are numbers that lead backs have, like that unquestioned lead backs have in terms of like the snap percentage. If you average, which I think at least over the last 2 weeks, he's over 65% of snaps. That's basically, like full-on lead back. And it's crazy that some people spent their 6th, 7th round pick on Ronald Jones. Mm-hmm. And Ronald Jones right now is not even startable, Yeah. I mean, Ronald Jones hasn't played even more than 17% of the snaps since week 2. And week 2 was the game against the Falcons where I believe it was not the game he fumbled in. I can't see it on here, but I think he fumbled that week, and that was just basically it for him in terms of he's seen since then 5 carries, 6 carries, 5 carries, 1 target since the Atlanta game in week 2. 1 target, which was last week, and he actually caught it for 15 yards. So That was crazy. But yeah, so I guess in terms of the Buccaneer players, I'm starting Godwin for sure, Evans for sure, Fournette for sure, and
Brady.
Brady. You're just if we learned anything from Justin Herbert last week, it was that you're starting. Though Brady and Herbert are definitely must starts in fantasy every week.
So Sean Reagan called me this morning. He's got Herbert and he has Mahomes. And he's wanting to trade Mahomes. And
smart.
Yeah. And the guy, I can't remember what the guy offered him, but I told him to rebuttal with Cordero Patterson and Mahomes for Derrick Henry. I don't know if he'll do it, but
that would be sick on Sean's part, because as much as I'm worried about Derrick Henry just touching the ball 40 times a game, like we have no indication that he's gonna wear down from that.
No, he never gets injured.
And if you're only giving up a guy you picked up on waivers and then a quarterback that you don't necessarily need, then it's totally.
And if the guy's QB desperate,
yeah, and sometimes just like, dude, some players in fantasy football specifically, and in other parts of just like life, society, they have brands that are built up that make their fantasy value worth more than the amount of points they're going to score on a week-to-week basis.
Right.
And the Mahomes has built that up where you just want that guy in your team. People draft him in the second round just because they know like they're going to have those weeks where he scores 30, 40 points. Yep. You know what I mean? And it's so good for him. That would be awesome.
He hasn't accepted it yet, but stay tuned. Okay. Do you have any sit starts questions for the Bucs?
Well,
Eagles, because if not,
I don't know yet. I mean, I'm just gonna read them off and
okay. Well, the Eagles on the other side of the ball, who are you starting?
Well, we also forgot about Antonio Brown, and Antonio Brown.
He's a must start.
Yeah, he's playing 51 and 50% of the snaps the last 2 weeks, but he's been targeted 19 times, caught 14 of them for over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns in that time. So it's
basically you're starting
all the Bucs.
Yeah, they're starting all their skill players.
It's crazy because
I don't know if Gronk is back, but if he's back, he's in your lineup.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. It depends on your options there, in my opinion, because Gronk is banged up and
but at the end of the day,
it's so many mouths to feed.
Yeah, but it's Tom Brady to Gronk.
Still doing it.
He's gonna look for him in the in the red zone. I mean, he's a must start if you have him, and he's in.
I'd like to see him be healthy for a second, but I hear you. So on the Eagles side of it, you're definitely you have to start Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, you have to.
Running backs can't run the ball against Tampa, and so Hurts is.
And they're going to be coming from behind.
Yeah, most likely.
Yes.
And so Hurts is going to be their running game. Hurts is a guy that, dude.
Are you starting Gainwell?
No.
Or is this,
Did you see Gainwell like 3 touches last week?
Sit. Yeah.
Yeah, he played 14%.
Starting Miles Sanders, starting Devontae Smith, obviously. You're
starting Miles Sanders if you have to.
Right. I mean, it's bye weeks now. So if you have Miles Sanders on your bench and you have, for instance, Alvin Kamara on bye, you want to go ahead and plug him in.
Well, look, let me just say this. In our league, I have Miles Sanders, and I don't know if I'm starting him this week because.
Well, who are your other running backs?
Well, I went 4 straight running backs in that league, but I need a flex option, and I guess I need more than anything, I need a wide receiver too, because I'm starting as running backs. I'm starting Jonathan Taylor, DeAndre Swift, and Antonio Gibson, and man, that looks like a whole much better. That trio of running backs looks a whole lot better than it used to. But so I'm not starting Sanders because all I need now is a second wide receiver. Which, because I'm starting T. Higgins, and I'll probably I'll roll with Marvin Jones. But because that's really the only other receiver I have. I have Kenny Golladay, but he's out.
Well, to speak on Miles Sanders, say you hit the waivers last night and you got Devonta Booker. Who are you starting, Devonta Booker or Miles Sanders?
Who the Giants play?
The Giants are playing the Rams. I'm going Booker.
That's a tough matchup, but I think
he's going to get most of the carries. Obviously, like we said, the Philly's going to be coming from behind against the Bucs, but I think Booker has better value.
Yeah, I think
not much more value, but I think he's got more better value than Sanders does.
week. Sanders has, from a fantasy standpoint, been really disappointing. His snaps have been high, but he's not been getting the I thought they would be very much run heavy, you know, and they're really content to let Jalen Hurts just kind of like they have so much confidence in Jalen Hurts as a passer that they're willing to just look. His pass attempts per game have been 35 in week 1, 23, 39, 48, 37. You know, they're not. This is not all blowouts that they're playing, and they're really. Jalen Hurts is that offense. That's the crazy thing. Like a guy that some people thought wasn't even going to start this year for Philly at a point in this offseason. He is the offense.
Another start you're doing this week, or I'm doing actually in our league. I'm starting Zach Ertz because Goddard is on the COVID list, and I don't think he's going to play. So I got Ertz last night for $1. So,
really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And guess what? He's playing the Bucks. So I plugged him in. Obviously, he's a lot better value or better option than Austin Hooper, who is sitting on my bench. I'm about to just drop him as we talk right now.
Close.
Drop player. Here we go.
You really drop. He's getting close because I really think that the coach and I on the I just got an update that you literally dropped Austin Hooper. So that's awesome. But on the pod, I did a waiver wire pod yesterday, and I said that I compared the situation in Cleveland, the tight end situation, to a couple of years ago with the Rams situation where they had Gerald Everett was their starting and their receiving tight end, but they just kind of discovered what they had with Higbee as a receiver. And remember how Higbee went off over the final 5 or 6 games that year?
Yeah.
I think that's what might have just happened with David Njoku. I think that Browns might have just said, hey, Stefanski's like, dude, David Njoku at 250 pounds, caught that in route and then just took it up the field for 70 yards and a touchdown. You know, that's something Austin Hooper on his best day cannot even dream of doing. You know what I mean? That's the you grabbed Khalil Herbert now. I got that. I know what's going on there. Anyways, I think that Austin Hooper's borderline droppable. And I think
I think he's for sure droppable.
I think that David Njoku needs to be owned. If you have Njoku, if he's available, you need to.
I just don't know. He's hit or miss.
Yeah, well, he hasn't done a ton in terms of consistency yet. But one thing about him is he's always on the field, and because they run a lot of 2 tight ends, and he what he showed last week, I think could catapult him into like legit. So their receiver.
So you're starting Njoku this week.
I think so. Yeah, it depends on your options.
Right, but I mean, if you're desperate at tight end, are you starting Njoku?
Absolutely.
Cool.
I'm starting him with I don't want to call it confidence, but I want to call it optimism. Right. And I'm pretty optimistic with Njoku.
Well, run down. Give us a sit start question that you got here.
All right, let's open that up. Okay, so I hate when people say Sanders because there's a couple of them. But I think I'm going to guess it's Miles, but we'll do it for both. He says Sanders or Gaskin. And Gaskin's got a pretty good matchup coming off a huge week. Let's pretend it's Miles.
They're also playing the Jags on the road. I'm going Gaskin.
Gaskin over Miles Sanders?
Yeah.
Okay. I agree.
I mean, actually, if I were to write down my RB rankings right now, I would rank Gaskins higher than Miles Sanders.
Really?
Week. Yeah. So I'm going Gaskin.
What would you have said last week after Gaskin come up for that like 2-touch game?
Great question. That was last week. I don't live in the past.
Yeah. I want to probably say Gaskin too because running backs just can't run the ball against Tampa. It's just like I don't know if they're statistically the best run defense in football, but they are the best run defense in football. You know what I mean? They just can't be moved backwards, and they disrupt, and they have linebackers that can just shoot the gaps. They're perfectly built to defend the run. So, okay, next one I got is Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson. Damn, the LSU.
How can you not start them both?
They must be pretty good at.
Look, whoever asked that question, they're both must starts. I don't give a shit who else is in your.
You probably have to. You got Jamar Chase in the 7th, 8th, 9th round potentially.
Yeah, but he's a must start, right?
Depends on if are you starting him over Mike Evans?
Yes.
Are you starting him over Chris Godwin?
I don't. Now I'm starting to question if I'm even starting him over Mike Evans. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. So he probably got Jamar Chase late, and now he's loaded. So
yeah. Okay. Well, he's either ship him off before the game start on Sunday, or I mean, he's a must start at this point. He's got 5 touchdowns in 5 games.
Yeah.
He's an absolute animal. He can go bonkers every week.
Look, people are going to think that I'm a hater, but I love the idea of selling high on him right now because look at how high he is. Imagine there are a lot of other people right now that are thinking if I get Jamar Chase, I'm getting
but people,
a top 5.
If you're going to sell high on him and then you get rid of him and then he keeps up this production, like
okay, what would you give up for him right now?
I don't know. I don't not giving him up.
No. I'm saying if you were trying to trade for him, like what would you give up? Let me think. Would you give up? Let me look at your roster so I can.
I'd give up like a James Robinson.
You'd give up James Robinson for Jamar Chase?
DeAndre Swift, Daryl Henderson.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Daryl Henderson, I could see that, but I wouldn't even do that. Okay, so now I have a better idea of your exact value of him. See, would love to trade him for DeAndre Swift. If I have Jamar Chase right now, and see, this right here should tell you guys
depending on what your running back situation looks like. If you're stacked at running back and you have 0 wide receivers.
Yeah, I mean, you still don't want to compromise your value. You know what I mean? But I see what you're saying.
But you have to also play off the rest of the season. You have to play off the playoff matchups. I mean, just because you're just thinking of names and production right now, but you have to look at the.
I'm thinking about James Robinson is looking like a top 7, top 5 running back fantasy wise. And I'm thinking the same of DeAndre Swift. So if I can trade Jamar Chase, who I still look at as a wide receiver too.
He's got a great matchup this week, so I would put him in my top 10 running backs of this week for sure. James Robinson, the last 3 weeks in PPR scoring leagues, 25.4, 20.6, and 23.7. He's just been unbelievably consistent. And look, 6 catches in week 3, 1 catch in week 4, and then 1 catch in week 5. But he's been generally catching the ball pretty well because he had 3 in week 2 and then 3 in week 1. So, but the targets have usually been there for him. He's just been a dude that the last 3 games has been incredibly productive, and that to me seems a whole lot more sustainable than Jamar Chase's kind of production. Yeah.
Jamar Chase is catching 60-yard touchdown, but eventually they're not gonna give that up. They're not it's just he's not the greatest receiver to ever live.
I know that, but he's the Odell Beckham of 2014.
So far, yeah, he is. But in any case, I would love to trade him for DeAndre Swift so if you guys have Jamar Chase and you're in a predicament. So the dude that asked that question, Jordan 2Playa, if you have Chase and you have Justin Jefferson, I would see. I wonder what your running backs are or who your running backs are, but I would see if you can trade Jamar Chase for DeAndre Swift or something like that, or James Robinson. I think that, and you may even at this point, just offer it straight up and see because.
I mean both those guys, they're both must starts for me. So
yeah,
that'd be tough if you're in that predicament. If you have to bench one of them,
Well, he's asking, so he definitely is in that predicament. Yeah, that's the thing.
Definitely try and get rid of one and try and get good value for
it now. Yeah, and try and get Swift or Robinson or, I mean, somebody at that kind of or even take Chase and whoever your worst starting running back is and package that for whoever you perceive as the top running back around, because that's kind of, I think that would be a package that might be able to land you literally the top running back that whether it be Alvin Kamara, which this might not be a good week for Kamara because he's on bye week, but after this week would be a perfect week to trade for Kamara because he's already got his bye week out of the way. So anyways, but if I'm having to choose just for this week between Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase,
you got to go Jefferson.
Yeah. I'd go Jefferson. I'm trying to see. Vikings, Panthers. Damn.
Yeah.
Who did the Bengals play? Lions. Oh, man.
When does Gilmore? Has Gilmore played yet? Does he?
No, Gilmore plays next week, I think.
Okay.
But the Panthers, pass defense with the corners they even have now are still good.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think I might Chase against the Lions is hard to pass on for Jefferson at the Panthers.
That's true.
I think I'd go Chase this week.
Okay.
You know, if I slightly favor him, but either we'll just flip a coin. All right, next one I have is Marvin Jones, Tyler Boyd, or Shepard. I'm assuming Sterling Shepard, right?
Is he even suiting up?
I knew he was questionable. Let's see, Shepard. Yeah, he's questionable. So, he plans to play week 6.
What was the question?
It was Sterling Shepard, Marvin Jones, or Tyler Boyd. If Sterling Shepard plays, I think you got to start him.
You got to go Shepard in that.
Yeah, because he got hurt, of course, you know, in that week 3 game.
Tyler Boyd's just been almost an afterthought with the addition of Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
But he's been productive, though, hasn't he?
No, I don't think so.
Dude, he had, in week 2, he had 14 points, 7 catches, 73 yards.
Week 2.
Week 3, he had 13 points, 13.6, 4 for 36 and a touchdown.
He had
9 for 118 in week 4.
He had it off. Okay, but then again, he went against Green Bay last week. So he had down week. I mean, he's wide receiver 3 production.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
at Detroit.
and that's fair because Marvin Jones scares me. I'm low key happy I traded him, you know.
But hey, they have a good matchup this week. So
yeah, against Miami, who's been getting toasted. But Marvin Jones the last 2 weeks in our league, 5.4 points, 3 catches, 24 yards, and then 3.5, 1 catch for 25 yards. So I think defenses are doing what, you know, makes sense, and they're starting to treat Marvin Jones, I'm assuming, like the wide receiver 1 in Jacksonville. But so what I would do in that position is, Sterling Shepard. If Shepard's planning on playing, you're starting him. You know, especially Galladay's out too, so it makes a ton of sense you got to start.
I think with the Jags also against Miami, you're starting Shenault.
Shenault?
Yeah.
I'm not starting Shenault.
I mean, if you're desperate, you're starting Shenault.
Yeah, if you're desperate.
But not too desperate. I mean, he's a good player. I don't know why you hate Shenault so much.
I don't hate him. I just don't. I don't think he's a must start by any means. Like
against the Dolphins, he's their only option outside of Marvin Jones.
DJ Chark got hurt, huh?
Yeah, he's out. So it's
like
Shenault.
Like last week, he had that 1 catch for 58 yards.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah,
he only had 3 targets.
Yeah,
but game flow. I mean, they got walloped by the Titans.
That should have been in his benefit for game flow. How many times Lawrence dropped back the pass? Like 40 times. Targeted him 3.
Yeah, well, he also is still struggling. So,
I mean, that's something that why should we project that to change? You know what I mean?
Because they're playing Miami.
Yeah,
at home.
Miami at some point has to
predicted
that
bit they will get their first win this week. So
Jaylen Waddle got dropped in our league.
Yeah, well, who's throwing him the ball?
Tua this week. Tua's practicing right now. He's practicing.
Okay, well, what do we know about Tua? He's trash.
Jesus. All right.
Give us another one.
Anyways, let's move on here. Tyler Higbee or Mike Gesicki? Who do you say?
Higbee.
Yeah.
Oh, it goes back to Tua.
Yeah, but that's the perfect guy for Tua to throw the ball to is Mike Gesicki.
That's true. I mean, he's been pretty productive, right? You have him on your
I have him. I think I would actually start Gesicki. I think that Gesicki is starting to become the guy that we hoped he'd be. He was still targeted 7 times last week, caught 4 for 43. He's just been pretty steady the last 3 weeks. You know, he's basically going to be a 5 for 50-ish kind of guy. And then I think he'll catch a touchdown every other week.
I mean, the Giants are giving up the 7 most fantasy points to the tight end position through 5 weeks. So, I mean, if you have someone on bye or someone's hurt, I mean, Higbee, he's not a great start, but I think he's a start. He's not a must start, obviously.
Yeah, no, he's a startable option, tight end. But I think I prefer Gesicki there.
Okay.
Let's see. Robert Woods or Daryl Henderson at flex. Damn, that's a interesting problem to have.
Well, I would almost say Daryl Henderson for sure, but then last week, Robert Woods went absolutely ape shit. So
and here's the thing:
depending on who your other receivers are and what your other running back situation looks like, I don't know.
I mean, it seems like he's got it all narrowed down to just who he needs to start at flex, either Woods or Henderson. So in that case, I'm I'm gonna say Woods in that case. The reason I'm gonna say that is because even though the Giants are giving up, or they're not a great they're giving up points to the running back in fantasy this year, I still would prefer, if I'm attacking the Giants, I would prefer to do it against their back end than against that big, stout front they have. So I would say, I'd say Woods there. Okay, pick 3 in standard scoring: Swift, Keenan Allen, DeAndre Hopkins, DK Metcalf, or Daryl Henderson. Okay, wow, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Say those one more time.
5. DeAndre Swift, Keenan Allen, DeAndre Hopkins, DK Metcalf, or Daryl Henderson.
God.
See, people, you never know what the circumstances are in these leagues. Some people, I get some crazy questions sometimes.
Was that like a 4-person league?
Maybe.
Well,
so I'm definitely starting Swift. I don't care if it's standard scoring, because he's just gonna wrap.
Well, you're also definitely starting DeAndre Hopkins. You're also starting Keenan Allen. I mean, those are all must starts.
Okay, well then we just settled it that we need 3.
Okay,
so
yeah.
I'm benching DK Metcalf for sure.
Yeah,
without Russell Wilson.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so that was the answer: Swift, Keenan Allen, and then Hopkins.
Yes, for sure.
All right, Kirk Cousins against who are they playing? Panthers, or Ryan Tannehill. Who are they playing? There must be a night game.
Yeah. I'm starting Kirk Cousins in a league
Against the Panthers, huh?
Yeah. Well,
Jalen Hurts couldn't do my only option through the air last week. Oh wow, Tannehill playing against Buffalo.
Yeah.
On Monday night though.
Yeah. Yeah. You're starting Kirk.
Yeah.
Yes. Is it in Buffalo or is it in Tennessee?
It's in Tennessee.
I still think you start Kirk.
What did Tannehill do against them last year? Remember that game where they blew the Bills out? Let me check it out.
You're going back to last year.
Well, I mean the same 2 teams.
It doesn't matter. The Bills are a lot better. They're the AFC champions, favorites this year.
Yeah, the Titans were 5-0 last year. The shit changes. That's what I'm saying. Okay, last year against the Bills, he went 21 of 28 for only 195 yards, but 3 touchdowns, no picks. So and he had 4 carries for 42 yards and a touchdown.
I'm going Kirk.
Man, that's tough, dude, because the Panthers' pass defense has been really good. See, they're giving up the 21st most points to the quarterback, and then the Bills are giving the
Devon Cook's most likely back, so he's going to be check downing. I
don't like either one of those starts. I would like for you to hit me up and tell me who's on waivers, what quarterback is on waivers, because I feel like there's another.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably there's
a better option out there.
Maybe better options. I
don't like the idea of starting either one of those 2 guys right now in these matchups, because I just feel like it's gonna be tough sledding. Either way. I don't think that I could definitely see the Vikings and Panthers playing a lower scoring game.
Let me give you an idea. I'm starting Kirk Cousins in this league, and if I go here to the available quarterbacks, see if you have a better option for me. We got Sam Darnold, Derek Carr, Heineke, Joe Burrow, Tannehill, Carson Wentz, Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield.
Who's Washington playing?
Ben Roethlisberger's
Washington's playing the Chiefs. I would start Heineke.
Not after last week.
Dude, he was playing a very good defense.
Yeah, I mean, Casey gives up the most fantasy points to the QB position.
I'm starting Heineke there. And there was another one. Sam Darnold kind of has my attention too, but Darnold, I'm very fearful he's reverting back to the Jets, Darnold. So I would start Heineke there.
Well, give Darnold some more time.
Darnold deserves so much time. Darnold literally is the most protected, coddled quarterback ever. But yeah, give him more time. Give him a couple more years. Give him a couple more years. Fuck it. Pay him $20 million each year for the next 2-3 years. Give him more time. Let's make sure Sam Darnold is, let's just not be too hard on him. Okay, Marquis Brown or Kadarius Toney?
Marquis Brown.
That makes me that's so hard.
I like Kadarius Toney, but who's their starting quarterbacks this week?
I think it's Is Daniel Jones ruled out?
Well, the guy could barely walk after getting walloped.
That's just a concussion. He'll be back.
He's not practicing Wednesday.
No, he
which
can't.
is today.
He can't practice yet. He's on track with everything, quote unquote, according to Joe Judge. So he can't take any snaps until the concussion.
I don't think he's going to make
protocol's got. Dude, Teddy Bridgewater didn't practice last Wednesday with a concussion.
Did he play?
Yeah, he played pretty well. So let's do it like this.
Lamar Jackson.
Let's assume Daniel Jones plays.
Okay.
Then would that change for you?
Yeah.
Would you then say Tony?
I mean, it'd be close, but I still think I'm going Marquis Brown.
Who do the Ravens play?
Lamar. We just saw Lamar Jackson have one of the greatest performances ever. I mean, they're playing super cloud nine right now football. They're obviously going up against the Chargers, who are a lot better team defensively than the Colts are. So yeah, I'm still sticking with Marquis Brown. Lamar's just playing at an absolute.
Yeah, and Marquise Brown's the wide receiver 3 over the last 2 weeks. He's going crazy. He's got over 200 yards receiving. Who are the Giants playing again? The Giants are, I just knew. Oh, right here. They are playing the Rams. Ooh, that's a tough matchup. Yeah, I would say Marquise Brown in that case. Even though I don't love either matchup, I really don't like the Rams Giants game. I remember last year the game they played was very, very tight, very low scoring. It was like 12-9 or something. But yeah, I would say Marquise Brown too, because right now they're both so hot though. It's the thing. But I would just say Marquise Brown. They're both equally on fire. Maybe Tony's a little hotter, but Marquise Brown with Sterling Shepard coming back. Galladay's out too. Man, that's tough. Yeah, I would say Brown, but I'm not thrilled about it because I almost feel like that's one of those situations where whoever you choose, the other guy is going to go crazy, Yeah. But it is what it is. Okay. I basically already answered this one. Taylor Heineke or Kirk Cousins. I'm going Heineke, man. I think they're going to get blown out, and then Heineke's going to have to bring them back, and he's going to throw for 330 and 2 touchdowns. I mean, maybe 2 touchdowns and a pick, but
he could also just get eaten alive
by the Chiefs, who haven't been able to stop anyone.
Yeah, well, Taylor Heineke isn't like a superstar by any means,
but they haven't been able to stop anyone.
That's true.
You know what I mean? They haven't. And Heineke, if you just look at what he's done fantasy-wise, the previous 3 games before last week, he had 24.4, 25.5, and 30.8.
Yeah.
And he did that he had 25 against the Bills. You know what I mean? So he had 30.8 against the Falcons, and I'd say this is a kind of a equal matchup to that, So I would definitely go Heineke there.
Okay.
All right. Chase Edmonds or Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt is a must start.
Yes.
Chase Edmonds is a matchup-based flex guy.
Right.
You can start Edmonds
Agreed.
every week as a flex, but Kareem Hunt is your option.
Must start,
your guy there. Yeah. Okay. Same guy says Ertz, Higbee, or Hunter Henry.
Ooh.
He's got 3 tight ends.
Hunter Henry has been going nuts lately.
Yeah, that's why I've rostered him. I've kept him.
I've been starting him all year in one league.
Really?
Yeah.
You just believe in him?
Well, that was my only option in the draft.
His first 3 weeks, he had 6, 6, and 8 points. And then the last 2 weeks, so 13.2.
Mm-hmm. He's got a touchdown
19.5.
last 2 weeks. Last week, he had 6 for 75 and a touchdown.
Yep.
And they're playing Dallas. They're going to be coming back from behind. Yeah.
You think the Patriots are even playing from behind?
They're playing the Cowboys.
I don't give a damn. I don't know. The
Yeah,
Patriots are a team that I could easily see them winning that entire game and then Dallas stealing it at the end. But
Cowboys are the second best team in the NFC right now.
Yeah, no, they're great.
Maybe
they're a
third.
very good team. But
Yeah.
they're not going to blow out the Patriots.
I didn't say they were going to blow them out, but they're going to be coming from behind.
The whole game?
Yes.
I don't know about that. But yeah, I think Hunter Henry is the answer. So I definitely agree with you in that regard.
Yeah.
So, all right, Hollywood Brown, Michael Pittman, Cortland Sutton, Chase Claypool, full PPR. Need two. Okay,
What were they?
It was Hollywood Brown, Michael Pittman, Cortland Sutton, Chase Claypool. So I'm gonna X out Claypool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna X out. Damn, Pittman is really just starting to come alive.
Yeah, I'm starting Pittman.
Yeah, against the Texans for sure. I like that matchup a lot. And Carson Wentz, actually, I think Carson Wentz might have played his best game the other day against the Ravens. So I would say Pittman and Hollywood.
Yes.
Who are the Broncos playing again? The Raiders. Damn, that's a juicy matchup too. Cortland Sutton has those weeks where he just goes crazy. I think this is kind of the week where he kind of calms down a little bit, though. So I think, I'm going to say Hollywood because you can't bench Hollywood right now.
Yeah.
And Pittman.
Pittman for sure.
Okay, Allen Robinson or Marvin Jones?
Allen Robinson.
100%. Yeah. I mean, I know I said last week on my solo podcast that Allen Robinson was going to have his blow-up spot against the Raiders last week. That didn't happen.
No, it didn't.
This week, it will. Or he'll at least outscore Marvin Jones.
Yeah.
Okay, Alex Collins or Gainwell? Definitely Alex Collins.
Alex Collins, for sure. If Gainwell gets another 2 carries...
Yeah, I know, right? I just think that it's likely we see a lot of rookies hit the rookie wall.
Yeah. And
Miles Sanders is so much more talented. I think this, over time, they're just going to lean more and more and more towards Miles Sanders. And I think that'll start this week. Okay, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jaylen Reagar, or Rashad Bateman. That's a competitive league, or maybe it's a deeper league in terms of teams, because none of those are great options. I think this is Bateman's first game, isn't it? I believe so.
I think so. I was reading something about him this morning.
Yeah, he's on IR to return. He's still on IR at the moment, so I guess he's not even supposed to. I'm not even sure if he's playing. Anyways, I wouldn't start him. So let's just say that, and then so Amon-Ra St. Brown or Jaylen Reagar. St. Brown, I think he had a pretty good game. Let me see. St. Brown. Okay, I think he had a pretty good game last week. He's had a good game in back-to-back weeks. He was caught 6 for 70 in week 4, caught 7 for 65 in week 5. So he's actually been, pretty damn productive. I can add him right now for free. I'm going to do that real quick. Let me scoop him, cut my kicker. All right. Thank you. Thanks for the assist on that one, bro. But, and Jaylen Reagar. So Jaylen Reagar, he just... Let me make sure I'm not speaking out of my ass here. I still view Tampa as a tough matchup, but Reagar's been 3 out of 4 games, 5.4 points or fewer in PPR scoring. So, yeah, you can't really start him right now. You got to roll with the hot hand. I think you just got to roll with Amon-Ra St. Brown in that one. Because we're not starting Bateman in his debut game. Like, maybe, in my opinion, if Bateman comes out and does play and he has a bunch of 100 yards and touchdown, I think that's more luck. I don't think that would be the right play in any case. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's been targeted 16 times the last 2 weeks, is your play there.
Cool.
Okay, Kadarius Toney, and you're agreeing with that, right?
Yeah.
Kadarius Toney, A-Rob, Devonta Smith, A.B., Pittman Jr., pick 2. Okay.
Devonta Smith and Pittman.
Okay.
So I'm going with.
I think I'm going to say Devonta Smith and Toney.
Depending on if Daniel Jones plays.
Yeah, if Daniel Jones plays Toney. Okay, I can get behind that. If Daniel Jones doesn't play, then I would agree with you, Pittman and Devonta Smith. Although I am tempted to say A-Rob, but, man, against the Packers.
I mean, Devonta Smith he's emerged as the clear number 1, and obviously.
Oh, absolutely. He's been playing like 93% of the snaps last 2 weeks,
Goddard's
too.
likely out this week. So, yeah, Devonta Smith is a must-start. Michael Pittman is a must-start. Texans are awful. So, I mean...
They almost beat the Patriots last week.
Almost.
I said the Patriots were a lock to cover, and they didn't. I was so mad. Dude, Pittman has been awesome lately. Like 20.3 points in week 2. 13, these are PPR points. 13.3 in week 3, 11.9 in week 4, and 20.9 against the Ravens on Monday Night Football. 6 for 89 and a touchdown. So, yeah, he's approaching
borderline
start territory.
He's wide receiver 3, borderline wide receiver 2.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so basically, if Daniel Jones starts, Toney. Oh, this was going to ask you. What do you think about if Gronk comes back? Is AB a good sell high candidate?
No.
I don't know how high you can sell him.
Yeah,
at this point.
I just it's almost you have to hang on to him, though, because, I mean, he's got Tom Brady throwing the ball. Tough. It's just a tough spot.
Right.
I mean,
anyways,
his production has been there.
But I feel like with Gronk, he was much less involved, but I don't know. At the end of the day, Brady's just going to throw to who's ever open. So,
yeah.
I mean, AB had 23.7 in week 1. I forgot about that, where he had 5 for 121 and a touchdown. That was with Gronk. So the next 2 games, though, he had a combined 2.7 points. And those were games Gronk played in. Gronk got hurt, missed week 4 and 5 so far. And AB has scored 44 fantasy points combined in those 2 games. So
one thing I will
merit
say,
to what I'm saying, but I don't think you can get too much for him right now. So I agree with you.
If you got Daryl Williams on your waivers last night, you're starting him for the next 3 weeks.
I'm so sick about that.
You're not gonna pay $51 for Daryl Williams.
Somebody in our league paid $51.
But if you got him, I mean, he's a surefire starter for the next couple weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was already inching up the depth chart, even though he was still behind Clyde. He was increasing his role. I'll say he even with Clyde there. So let me see, where's he at? Williams. I want to see what his snap counts have been, or what his
Khalil Herbert might be a streamer this week.
Yeah.
If you need to fill a bye, Herbert is a option. Khalil, that is, not Justin.
Okay, next one is AB, Damian Williams, Devonta Smith, Cortland Sutton. Pick 1 wide receiver and 1 flex. Okay.
Well, Devonta Smith.
Yeah, Devonta Smith, and then the flex.
You gotta go AB,
Sutton.
right?
AB against the Eagles. That's a pretty good matchup.
Thursday night.
Good one, not a great one, I would say. And then Sutton against the Raiders. I think Sutton, man. I think you go Devonta Smith and Sutton. Okay. You think AB?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sutton's a close second.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just tough to bench AB at this point, especially if Gronk's out another game.
Yeah. Yeah, if Gronk's out too, that makes it tough. But I still think I got to give a slight edge to Sutton there. But you're definitely, at this point, I think Devonta Smith has earned must-start territory.
I think, man, if I were to rank, if I were to put together my wide receiver rankings right now here on the spot, I think I would maybe rank Sutton a little higher than AB this week with his matchup.
Yeah, I do. I agree. Okay, Robbie Anderson. And she asked me this question every week with Robbie in there, and I'm trying.
Robbie Anderson is droppable.
Yeah, but
I dropped him.
Listen to the options though. She said Robbie Anderson, Zach Pascal, or Khalif Raymond. It's a double flex league, so she's got. Oh man,
there's not anyone else on waivers you can pick up. I mean, maybe Pascal.
Yeah.
I'm starting Pascal over Robbie Anderson.
Dude, Robbie Anderson has been so disappointing. Guy caught 95 passes last year.
He's with his previous quarterback.
Right.
Which makes zero sense.
It was like,
I don't know if it's just he doesn't know the playbook or what. But
in a PPR score, of course he knows the playbook. He's the same playbook. In a PPR scoring league, he has cracked double digits 1 time in 5 games.
Yeah.
I mean, he was close, to be fair, in week 4.
Very disappointing.
Yeah. He was targeted 11 times against the Cowboys.
I'm going Pascal.
Yeah, I think you're right. Let me see.
If you're that desperate, I'm going Pascal.
Yeah, I mean, Pascal hasn't been much better. He had a good first 2 weeks, but since then he's been really, man, I feel like the second I tell you, because you've asked me a few of these questions with Robbie Anderson, I feel like the second I tell you not to start him, because I have said to start him a few times and he didn't do shit. I feel like the second I tell you that he's gonna go off. What about Khalif Raymond? Raymond has been decent. I remember I remember watching him catch a few passes and work. So he had 3 for 46 with 2 touchdowns against the Bears. Raymond, that is. You know what?
You going Raymond?
10 times in week 3, 10 targets in week 3, 6 targets in week 4. And I saw him after the catch really look explosive. I think I'm going to go with Raymond. Can't believe I'm saying it, but I'm going to go with Raymond.
That one's done.
If I ranked him, though, I would go Raymond, Robbie Anderson, Pascal. I don't know. Call me a Panther fan. What do you say?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Okay, Tyler Boyd or Tony in half PPR?
Tony.
You know the answer here.
Yeah.
Yes. Flex, Josh Jacobs or Michael Pittman Jr.? I'm going Pittman. Yeah. I'm not, dude. Jacobs averaged 3.5 yards per touch last week.
Yeah.
Touch.
And they just lost their head coach.
Mm-hmm.
The wheels might fall off. They might not, but Pittman is coming along, playing well. Obviously had an outstanding touchdown grab on Thursday or Monday night. Yeah, I'm going Pittman all the way.
Yeah, for sure. And then this next one, TJ Hawkinson or Zach Ertz?
TJ.
Yeah, I'm saying TJ as well, but I understand why you're asking.
Yes,
he's been
Ertz is definitely a streamer this week, but I mean, you just have to stick with Hawkinson. Yeah, he's been frustrating over the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
But if you have that gut feeling, you put him on the bench and he has 10 receptions for 90 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's a guy that can score 20 plus in any given week.
Yeah.
So Ertz, I think even if you get a good day out of Ertz, I think that's like 5 for 60.
Yeah. I mean, you'll be lucky if Ertz scores this week. I think you're more banking on receptions and yardage.
Right.
And who knows? Maybe I'm hoping he gets in the end zone. I'm starting him this week.
Yeah. He's not a bad start, but I think
TJ Hawkinson for sure.
I'm not ready to bench Hawk. Even though he's had 3 bad games in a row, I'm not benching him.
Absolutely not.
All right, start 1 PPR. Miles Sanders, Gaskin, or Daryl Williams? Start 1.
Daryl Williams.
I agree.
Yeah. You have to. I mean, obviously, if you picked him up on waivers last night, you're starting him.
That's true, because you probably spent either a few bucks on
even
him.
if you didn't, even if it's a non-fab.
Yeah,
I mean, even if you used your waiver, if you were number 1 or 2 waiver and you picked up Daryl Williams, you're starting him.
Yeah, and he's the kind of guy you definitely had to use a higher waiver on. So
for sure.
You're starting him. Miko Hardman or Hunter Renfro? 1,000% Hunter Renfro to me.
Yeah.
I do know Hardman, I think he was targeted 12 times.
Miko Hardman's a dart throw.
Yeah, you just never know because he was, and I know they need that third option, and he's had a few games this year that have been good. So he was targeted 12 times last week, right, against Buffalo, but he only caught 9 for 76 yards, which is like very tiny in terms of yards per catch. But then the week before he was targeted 3 times, the week before that 4 times. You know, he's just not 8 against Baltimore in week 2. But I think this is a game where he just reverts back to like the 3 targets and he catches 2 for 30 yards, something like that. Renfro has been a model of consistency on the other hand, so I would start him. Gaskins or Damian Harris? You know what to do.
Gaskin.
Yep, Gaskins. And it's also because Gaskins is, I think it's Gaskin, right?
Yeah.
Gaskin is their feature back, and he's also a guy that catches the football, so especially if it's PPR. And Damian Harris just got checked out when some weird thing where he was like having
Justin
trouble
Fields is going to run as well. I mean, if it were
Justin Fields.
Yeah, he's Damian Williams is
no,
the Bear.
It's Damian Harris, Patriots guy.
My bad.
Yeah, but still, Gaskin, right?
Yeah,
I agree. Okay, Daryl Williams, Tony, or Sterling Shepard? I'm assuming that's Sterling Shepard because I don't know any other Shepard. So
Daryl Williams. I mean, did you get them both on waivers last night, or you just been?
He probably was a week early on Tony because he's a bad mofo.
Yeah. I'm going Daryl Williams. I mean, game flow, volume. He's their only option in the backfield. I guess they have who's their Jerick McKinnon is going to be getting more, I guess, of the catching out of the backfield with the Chiefs.
I'll believe it when I see it. I think he'll be a little bit involved.
Yeah, but Daryl Williams. I mean,
I think you're
then
right.
again, it goes back to Daniel Jones if he plays or not.
Here's the thing: they're playing the Rams, and the Giants, so it's so tough to like feel good about starting any receiver against them, especially when the Giants have shown the ability to not have that great of an offense.
Yeah, I mean, Daryl Williams is a must start this week. I don't care, and maybe the next couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, he should be.
He's a low end RB2 this week.
Yeah, I agree. And this week, they're playing Washington in a game that you would think they're going to be in control in, so that could be a good game flow.
You have to confidently start him while Edwards-Helaire is out, which is a minimum of 3 weeks.
Yeah. Okay, next one. Tim Patrick, T-Pat, I'm assuming that's Tim Patrick. Hardman or Edmonds, choose one at flex. I'm definitely going Edmonds.
Yeah, I'd say Edmonds too.
Yeah. I like Edmonds. I like starting Edmonds, but that previous guy, he asked he said Edmonds or where was he at? Who did he say? I don't know. I can't remember. But he said Edmonds or Kareem Hunt. Yeah, no, thank you. It's but I do like Edmonds, but nowhere near to the level of Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt's the RB8 over the last 2 weeks, by the way, ahead of Nick Chubb.
All right, what you got?
All right, Devonta Booker or Myles Gaskin?
Myles Gaskin.
Yeah. I think so too. He's in a much better matchup this week. Henry or Erks?
Henry.
I agree.
Yeah, he's
gonna keep it going. I think.
He is. I think he's gonna keep his production up.
Yeah. Jacoby Myers, Cortland Sutton, or Julio? I'm saying Cortland Sutton.
Yeah.
I'm not. I just don't know about. Julio's
I agree with that.
Weeks in a row. I'm not. And then Jacoby Myers. I just think Sutton is a considerably better football player than him.
Yes, 100%.
And he has a pretty decent matchup, too. All right, Tony Pollard or Latavius Murray? No, come on, bro. Tony Pollard.
Yeah, 100%.
Definitely Pollard there, for sure. Okay, Gainwell, Tyson Williams. It sounds like your league. Gainwell, Tyson Williams, or Damian Harris?
Damian Harris.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you're thinking, I wish I had Damian Harris in that equation.
Yes, I would love to just. I mean, he'd just be a no-brainer with those three.
Yeah. Diggs, A-Rob, Diggs. Oh, pick three. Okay. We know it's Diggs.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Diggs, A-Rob, Renfro, Tim Patrick, and Shepard would pick three of those. So Diggs, Shepard,
A-Rob.
Yeah. And I do like Renfro, but I just feel like Renfro might have a slightly higher floor than A-Rob, but A-Rob's got the blow-up spot ceiling because it's coming. The blow-up spot is coming. Allen Robinson, he has to play well in order to get paid next year. And so Justin Fields has the ability to get him the football in terms of like his arm talent. So if they can just scheme up 3 or 4 plays, A-Rob's going to have 20 points. You know what I mean? It's just the coaching staff at some point has to become competent. So we'll see. Okay, Eckler, Cook, Gibson, Hunt, or Henderson, choose 3.
Eckler, 100%.
Yeah, I'm benching Cook.
Dalvin?
Yeah. I just don't know if he's healthy. I just...
You're starting Dalvin.
Against the Panthers.
You took him number 2 overall. He was the best running back last year.
Yeah, that's a fair statement considering I benched Antonio Gibson and I told you guys to all bench Antonio Gibson.
You're starting Dalvin Cook.
And Gibson went off and had over 20.
You're starting Dalvin Cook.
I mean, okay. Well, so let's see. Choose 3. So you're saying Cook, yes.
Yes.
I'm saying, let me just choose my 3.
Okay.
Eckler, Gibson, Hunt. Who you benching for Dalvin Cook?
Say it one more time.
Austin Eckler, RB1 over the last 2 weeks. Austin Eckler, Antonio Gibson, or Kareem Hunt. You starting Dalvin Cook over one of those guys? No, so now your whole philosophy goes out the window. Huh?
Yeah, it does. I mean, how do they have all those
probably like
people?
A 4-team league or something.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Or 8-team or 16, whatever. But yeah, I mean,
Dalvin Cook is Dalvin Cook.
That's true.
Yeah,
it's like saying
I'm starting Dalvin Cook over Kareem Hunt.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. They set him out precautionary last week to give him another week to get healthy.
We're fucking this guy up. He's looking for some type of conviction, and we're like, hey,
I mean, it's Dalvin
I get
Cook.
what he's saying, and he could be right because, as I mentioned last week, I benched Gibson against the Saints.
Yeah, I'm going Dalvin Cook.
But yeah, okay. So you're saying Cook, Eckler, Gibson. And I'm saying, and also Daryl Henderson is in this mix as well, but I just kind of pushed him to the side.
I mean, he's got a great matchup, but God,
yeah, I'm not as crazy.
Tough.
I'm not as crazy about his matchup, but
I mean, Dalvin Cook's obviously got to be a must start every week, unless he's just not playing.
I mean, he may not play all that much.
Okay, if he doesn't play, then
well, yeah, but I'm saying
if he's getting a full workload,
but we don't have any way of knowing that. You know, they're not going to say that shit.
Okay, well, I'm playing off full workload. You're starting Devon Cook. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. I'm saying Eckler, Gibson, Kareem Hunt. When Kareem Hunt is incredibly on fire. Like, to me, he is more of a must-start this week than Dalvin Cook is.
Against Arizona, I mean...
That's a good matchup.
Yeah, I'll put him in top 15 rankings this week.
Yeah. So you really ranked Dalvin Cook ahead of him? I don't know, man.
I think Dalvin Cook's 14. If I'm doing top 15, I'm going to put Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
Just right above.
I love Dalvin Cook, to be clear. If I knew Dalvin was...
I think I'll put Dalvin right ahead of Kareem Hunt, but Kareem Hunt's got a great matchup.
I think Kareem Hunt's top 10 this week.
Okay.
I do. But anyways, I totally get your logic, and that's normally my position, but with injuries, we have to factor in injuries just for this week because it's a 1-week decision. Right. If you're saying rest of season, I'm going Dalvin Cook. But we're saying for this particular week when Dalvin Cook didn't even play last week. So, I say Eckler, Gibson, Hunt. He says Eckler, Gibson, Cook.
Okay.
Miles Sanders or Gaskin full PPR?
Gaskin.
Pick 2, half PPR. Gibson, Godwin, Devonta Smith, and Amari Cooper. Gibson is definitely one. And now it's interesting because it's either Chris Godwin or Devonta Smith. I'm not picking Cooper. I'm
picking Chris Godwin over Devonta Smith.
Okay. I can get behind that. I would say, Devonta might throw the ball 50 times.
And I'm picking Chris Godwin over Amari Cooper.
Me too.
Yeah.
But I think that if I were to make a case for Devonta Smith over Godwin, I would say Philly is going to have to throw the ball 40 plus times.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to go Godwin. I think the floor is just a good amount higher.
Yep.
And definitely Gibson. Okay, Gaskin or Javonte Williams?
Gaskin.
Ooh. Man. Yeah, I guess so, but I really want to say Javonte Williams, but I guess
you know what? I'm going to take I'm going to take a flyer. I'm going Javonte.
Okay. I mean,
I know we've been saying Gaskin majority of this episode. He's got a great matchup, but so does Javonte Williams.
And Javonte, just like I've said about a few guys like Allen Robinson.
I would think I would rank Javonte just a little bit higher than Gaskin this week.
I think that I would, if we were ranking them for the rest of the season, Javonte'd be definitely higher. If we were ranking them for this week, I think he'd be a little, it's close.
Yeah.
I like Gaskin's matchup a whole lot, but I'm going to stick with you. I'm going to say Javonte. I agree. Okay. We got 4 more here.
Okay.
Pick 2, Keenan Allen, Cortland Sutton, Robert Woods, Chase Claypool, or Tony.
Robert Woods and Keenan Allen.
I like that.
I'm starting them both in chalker bets, so.
Yeah, I think that's the right answer, actually. Because to me, I'm not benching Keenan Allen. So
I'm so ready for that Chargers Ravens game.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
That's gonna be fun. Okay, so I agree with you. Keenan Allen and Robert Woods, Marvin Jones or Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown.
Yes.
Yeah. No doubt.
Hey, get this one: Tony or OBJ. The new OBJ or the washed up OBJ. Ooh,
Tony.
Sorry. Yeah, I agree. Tony, man. I don't care if they're.
OBJ and Baker Mayfield. They just don't have it. I don't know what it is. I've always suspected this, but I just think that they hate each other. I honestly do. I think Odell obviously is a prima donna. He probably doesn't think that Baker is as good as everyone thinks that Baker is because of Odell's ego. I'm going Tony.
I think Tony's the right answer here too. I think Odell still has plenty of talent, but for whatever reason, it just isn't happening in Cleveland.
Last 2?
Keenan Allen. Yeah, this is the last one. So pick 3. Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Justin Jefferson, DJ Moore, and Deontay Johnson.
DJ Moore, Justin Jefferson, Keenan Allen.
And I will say Deontay Johnson. Man. Yeah, so Keenan Allen, I'm definitely starting Keenan Allen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely starting. I guess I'm definitely starting Justin Jefferson. And
yes,
then I'm going Deontay Johnson over DJ Moore. I am.
Wow.
I just think that Deontay's too freaking good. Right now, especially with Juju out, it's going to be the Devontae show. The Deontay show, sorry. But, so that's it. Any other ones that we want to just like...
I mean, I don't have any, but I'm just going to kind of run down some must-starts this week. Daryl Williams, obviously, Devontae Smith, Michael Pittman, Hunter Henry, Zach Ertz is a must-start this week. Dalton Schultz has been coming on for the Cowboys. He's definitely a must-start. Mike Gesicki.
Yeah, he's borderline must-start.
Robert Woods, Jamar Chase, Zach Woods. I like Zach Woods this week.
Zach Woods. You mean Robert Woods?
Or Zach Moss, excuse me.
Oh, Zach Moss.
Yeah. You're sitting Odell.
Yeah, I think Odell you just got to, I think maybe just trade him and get what you can. Yeah. Like, who are you thinking about trading Odell for? Tell them what we were talking about before the pod. You were saying, should you trade Odell for Devin Singletary?
Yeah.
Because he really needs a running back this week?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just shipping him off.
At this point, like, what are we expecting from Odell? Are we expecting, like, if you're, and you guys know, for years I've been calling Odell one of at least the top, in terms of just talent, two. Like, there may be only one guy more talented than him, and I thought for a while that was Julio. Now, I just think, I don't know, man. I mean, I haven't, like, sat there and watched every route that he's run, but it just doesn't seem like it's working. And, I think just at this point, it may not – I don't know, man. I could see them trading him before the trade deadline, in all honesty. They have other guys there in terms of, like, Landry's eventually coming back. And they have Donovan Peoples-Jones. They have the Njoku might start – playing more and catching more passes as well. And, well, actually, he's been playing a lot, but he might start catching more passes. I just think, I guess if Odell, I don't know, maybe just hold Odell on your bench for a few more weeks and see what happens.
Yeah, obviously, I like the name, but I'm desperate at running back this week, so I'm trying to get Singletary for him. If you need to get rid of him, do it. If you need a win. Like,
in other words, I don't know, you might be selling low, but you also he might be droppable in 3 weeks. Like, if this goes on where he's catching 2 passes for 20 yards for 3 more weeks, like, if it's like that, which I think I've never would have thought I'd say that. I think that's possible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I just think it's either maybe you can get something for him now, like a Devin Singletary, which is a flex option.
Yeah.
And I'm more comfortable this week if you just said your flex option is either Singletary or Odell, I'd be more comfortable with Singletary this week than Odell, in terms of floor. Hey, I got 2 more questions while I went out and refreshed it.
Rip them off.
Miles Sanders or James Conner?
Miles Sanders.
Who are the Cardinals playing again?
The Cardinals are playing the Browns.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to say Miles Sanders. I think that Browns defense can be pissed at what they allowed last week, and they're going to come out ready. T. Higgins or Daryl Williams? PPR flex.
Daryl Williams. Daryl Williams is a must-start.
T. Higgins against Detroit. Man, that is tough.
T. Higgins might be a streamer this week, but, for must-start.
A streamer? T. Higgins is a stud. He's not a streamer.
Well, over Daryl Williams?
Daryl Williams is a backup running back.
It doesn't matter. He's a surefire RB1 right now. That's all that matters.
When was Clyde a surefire RB1?
Well, when you drafted him?
We can't put Daryl. I know that, but so what I'm saying is, you know what I mean. What is he hasn't been that.
Right.
If we say all of a sudden Daryl Williams, we're saying that Daryl Williams is better than Clyde.
Yeah.
I'm saying start T. Higgins, man. I'm
going Daryl Williams.
I think T. Higgins is in a juicy ass matchup, and now Jamar Chase has forced teams to look at him as the number 1 receiver.
Yeah.
So T. Higgins might get the benefit, and this is already not a very good secondary in Detroit.
Yeah.
I don't know who their number 1 corner is, but if T. Higgins is working if he's working as the wide receiver 2 there, I just think that he's gonna feast. It's just a good matchup, and I think the Bengals are gonna come out fucking pissed. You know, they just lost the game that their kicker thought he won.
And they're playing the Cardinals?
Yeah. No, they're playing the Lions.
Excuse me. The Lions, they're going to.
Yeah,
I was thinking Browns.
I think it's a very good get right spot. I will most likely have the Bengals as
the Bengals
my
also
lock
should
of
have
the week.
won last week.
That's what I'm saying.
The Packers,
Their kicker thought he made. They thought he made it.
Yep.
The kicker did. So
all right. Well, we'll wrap it up here. Be sure to like and subscribe. If you have any last minute sit starts for week 6, obviously hit up the DMs. We'll get them answered before Sunday and then obviously before tomorrow's kickoff. But yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
Yep, and I'll be posting on the Instagram. I'll be answering everybody's sticker questions and I'm answering DMs as well. So yeah, appreciate you guys for listening.
Take
Talk
care.
to you later. Peace.